All right, we can get started now. I want to welcome everybody to our Getting Started call. I think we're ready to go. This is a great call for us each week. We've got one of the founders on. Richard Janik is here. We might have, I don't think Lonnie's on yet. Are you, Lonnie?
This is David from Korea. I just now got on, and Lonnie will be getting on shortly. I was just talking to him.
Awesome. Well, David Dillingham, welcome to the call. Glad you're on it. Glad you took time from Korea. How are you doing there?
Just doing great. Lots of good things going on, and looking forward to heading home and getting after it there.
Yeah. And our next call, David, our number one, if you could get Hunju on that call, our number one is a Korean, and actually have 5 or 6 new Koreans in the rank advancements too. So I can't wait to send that PowerPoint to you. We just got it finished up. So thank you for joining us on the call.
Thank you.
Kevin, Lonnie.
And Lonnie McKinney. So our 3 founders are on the call. We want to welcome them here with us, and a full house tonight. The webinar is full, and a lot of happy voices coming on, introducing new guests, new teammates that are on the call with them. Welcome. If this is your first time to look at our duplication model, you're going to be very excited in the next little while as you learn about how to do this business. And we get started right away by just identify what is the first thing that we need to do. And we really think it's important that you enter this opportunity with a little different mindset maybe than you've had in the past. Maybe you have a little more fun with this opportunity is what we're talking about. Sometimes when you look at this as a job, it just becomes another thing that you hide from. Keep your nose in the want ads looking for a better one down the road. And we think this is the greatest opportunity on the planet, but to do that, you're going to have to admit that there's a little bit of joy involved in what we do. We do have a great time. You heard that in the voices of some of the people as they got on the call tonight. Really, the first thing we do is we look for a coach or mentor to help us get started. This isn't necessarily a very long-term commitment. Just for the first 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks in the business, you're going to need somebody who's been in the business a little while that can help you get started, that can keep you plugged into the duplication model, that can answer the questions that you're going to have when you first come out of that gate. And mentorship is such an important part of what we do. You're going to become a mentor to people under you. Find somebody physically near you who can help you and keep you plugged in to the duplication model. It may not be the person who enrolled you because they may only have a few days in the business before you, but if they've got a few weeks, they're going to be plenty to help you keep focused. But dial them in, get their commitment to help you, and you commit to them that you'll work the duplication model with them. With that relationship, you're prepared for great success. In the meantime, explore the tools available to you rather than getting out there and talking to people before you know what you're talking about. I mean that with absolute respect for you, even if you've been in our business, even if you've been maybe in another business with cosmetics, until you understand the duplication model, your excitement sometimes can play against you. Sometimes we say too much to the wrong people. But if you'll, in the meantime, while you're developing that relationship with your mentor, if you'll look at your back office, look at your websites, there's a lot of trainings available to you. Be garnering information that's going to be valuable to you in talking to those people when you and your mentor decide that time is right. So visit these websites, take a good look at them, get on every conference call, every webinar. We have training webinars on Saturday. We have a opportunity call on Thursday nights. It's a great call to bring guests to because somebody else is going to do the presenting for them. And keep in mind that everyone you know will do better listening to someone other than you, at least for a little while. They'll get information that'll be more interesting to them, and they'll think they can't imagine you know anything so short of a time in the company. So it's a great call to use in developing your business. And this Thursday night, I get to do that call, and I love that, and I'm going to give you the best job I can. You're going to have people in from out of town, maybe for the Christmas weekend, whatever it is. Bring them to that call, and we'll have a great, great time. Lonnie's been covering that the last couple of weeks, but we'll have a great time together. And then the most important thing I think that you can do is to get to the next corporate conference, because that's where you're going to receive the empowerment of the entire company, the empowerment of teammates that work alongside you. You're going to meet your upline. That is so crucial, to meet your upline and know who you could call for help. And this time in Houston, it's a great time. You get to meet the office staff as well. We'll have them over there one day at our event, and it's just a great time. I always like to say that you might be in the company with all your brain power and with your physical presence and with your physical commitment, but until you've been in these corporate events, you're not in it heart and soul. The heart and soul comes out of spending time with your comrades in great trainings and understanding better what our products are and what our duplication model is. And Lonnie, we're all getting very excited about this upcoming event. And I'll go to Richard in a second, but Lonnie, maybe you could take a quick minute, tell us your impression of how important these events have become to you as you've seen people come in and out of these events and what they accomplish coming out of those events.
Well, I think there's three parts of it for me. One's the training, the other part, and it's really significant, and it's become more significant to me along the way, and that's the recognition. I mean, seeing people recognized for their accomplishments and watching their teammates cheer them on is something just extraordinary. It gives you a tingle when you think about it, and unless you've been there, it's hard to describe. And I think the third thing about it is if you're in this business, it's an investment in your business. You'll meet people from different parts of the countries, different parts of the world, in fact, that who knows, you're going to run into somebody that there may be a connection that may make the difference between you being able to enroll that distributor or not. So I think it's a must-do.
You know, those are all great points, and I appreciate it. David, let's check your connection. It sounded very strong. I got a question for you. Did Lonnie cover everything, and what do you take away from these events, and how important do you think it is for people to get to them?
Well, Kevin, thank you. I think it's really one of those, everything is for you to get there, and if you really want to solidify your team, get as many of them as you possibly can at the event, because it's a life changer. And Lonnie covered it very well, but I will go more to the just the team building aspect as we truly look at this as a family organization. We get so excited about seeing everybody, and when you bring new people to one of these events, they immediately feel like they're family, and that's that you can't go home. You cannot go home and describe what one of these events are like. You have to be there in person.
No, great words, David. Thank you. And I know I hear a little bit of homesick when you're out of the country. I get the same way, and we want those events to get back to people. And even though we're spending it with people wherever we're at in the world, there's just something about those events that bring us all back together. And Richard, you get to end up this topic, and I know that it's very important to you to be surrounded on that third row or fourth row by your comrades in arms.
Well, that is well spoken, Kevin. The Houston convention is constantly on my mind. There are so many wonderful, life-changing aspects of the convention to look forward to. Being engaged with presentations from the heart, the opportunity to renew existing life-changing friendships with our extended family, and establishing additional life-changing extended family relationships, friendships. There are also life-changing business opportunities. No wonder we look forward to Houston with so much anticipation.
You know, I think
in other words, the Houston Convention is a cannot miss, life-changing business and personal investment. Thank you, Kevin.
No, you're right, Richard, and I couldn't have done that in a better order. I think Lonnie and David agree. You covered it all. Thank you, Richard. We look forward to spending time with each of you. We took a little extra time on this tonight because we want you to know as this event approaches, we are all looking very forward to you, and we do miss you when you're not there, and we do worry about your ability to achieve at the levels that your goals require when you don't make this part of your business. So we will miss you if you're not there. We want you there. All right. Other than that, it's learn the basic building blocks of our company. What do I do, and how do I reach my goals in this company? It starts with learning how to do a simple three-way call. We found a lot, the foundation of a lot of our building is this three-way phone call. It's as simple as putting someone on the phone with another edified pro or an edified speaker, we call them, somebody who's going to talk to your people and tell them what to do next or what you want to steer them to. Maybe you're steering them toward the Thursday opportunity call. Maybe you're steering them toward an upcoming Super Saturday or a live weekly meeting in your area. Maybe there's a home meeting in your area that you're steering people toward. Those are seldom effective done by you, nearly compared to what you can accomplish if you'll edify a speaker and put them together on a phone call, a quick 3 to 5 minute pique your interest phone call and move them toward the next activity. So master that call. We've actually got a training on the Nucerity University that can help you be better at that. And then set a superstar pace. Become a silver associate, a power star, a superstar as fast as you can. And I'll show you how we do that. We all are involved in our time in the company at one of 4 different levels. You're either involved in your preparation time, you just joined the company in the last 2 or 3 days, or you're sprinting, that's during your first 28 days, or you're racing toward the next event, or you're in your marathon pace, which is long-term mental preparedness. Like I said, the prep, this is your first 2 or 3 days maximum. There's certain things that we do during that period. Your qualification period or your first 28 days, and you can see your calendar in the top right-hand corner of your back office counting down backwards. That's your qualification period. The fact that it's counting down backwards should be a reminder to you that you are on a stopwatch. That's what that is. It's a big stopwatch, and it's counting, keeping track of your sprint, all out run as hard as you can. And then the race is getting your team, working with your team, building your team from event to event. And the events we're talking about are these corporate conferences that we put together. And then from there, the marathon is your first 2 years plus years in the business. And that's just mainly having a mindset that this isn't going to happen overnight, that it might take months to run through the ranks as fast as you want to. It might take a year or 2 for you to max out our compensation plan at the diamond level. You've just got to have a long-term commitment to this opportunity if you want to succeed. Let's dial these in a little more. It starts with these first 2 or 3 days in the business, and we've put a getting started pamphlet or booklet in your back office in the Nucerity University that you can download, and you should have a mentor meeting, actually a physical meeting with your mentor in your first 48 hours in the business. If you're on time, if you're on track, if you're keeping a stopwatch, that needs to happen right away, your first 2 to 3 days max. And I always want to mentor someone I can physically look at, because the mentor relationship is so important that it really can't be done as effectively if you're doing it over the phone or as a group. So ask somebody who really has time for you physically in person to help you get started. That's what I would demand from somebody, and you certainly have the right for that as well. They're going to ask you to make a list of everyone that you know. Just know that in order to be mentored, you have to follow the mentor and the duplication model. They're going to ask you to make a list, and you need to make a list of everyone that you know and evaluate that list with your mentor and be prepared, depending on your goals, to upgrade your inventory. For instance, I was doing a meeting the other night in Russell, Manitoba. What a beautiful group of people there. And I asked the person on the front row how much money she wanted to make her first month in the business. Lonnie, she told me $6,000. She told me she needed to make $6,000 her first month. And of course, you have to start with a 16-pack to start chipping away at goals of that size.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, if that's your goal, then you need to have enough inventory to be able to reach as many people as possible. And I think you start with 16, and then you need to be moving on to another pack within that first month also.
So I told her in her first 28 days she's liable to go through 4 or 5 16 packs if that really is her goal. But it's interesting, Lonnie, I think the interesting point was I passed that to you, and you didn't say, well, yeah, she's not going to make $6,000 her first month. You just said she's going to have to.
I mean, there's a lot of people that are reaching those goals, but you have to have the inventory to do it.
That's right, and the commitment level, and you're right, I went the same place with her, and it was a great meeting. Now, at the mentor meeting, you list everyone you know on this list, and the way we get started, we want to place product. We want to get product out there in people's hands. We want these to be people who might become a long-term preferred customer or maybe even a business partner. These people are typically part of what we call your hot market, or people that you know very well, people you can count on, people you can depend on, people who care about you and want to see you succeed. That is so important. Now, if you remember the first part of the call where I said hold back on that, these are the people you're tempted to call before you know what to say to them. And this is why we say please wait for your mentor, because we want them to actually make this call with you, where you're going to disclose to them that you have a new business opportunity and you'd like their help. Like this: hey, it's Kevin, Bill, I'd really like your help. I just got started with a new company. We have an amazing anti-aging product. Robin and I are both using it. Your wife's going to love it. It's an incredible product. It has a wow factor to it. 50% of the people who try it love it the very first night. Anyway, I picked up 16 bottles to get started, and if I can share those with 16 friends and family members quick, I earn a huge bonus, and I'm able to sell that to you at what we call our preferred customer pricing, which is only $70. I mean, it's like half the normal price of $130 retail for a 30-day supply. Can I count on you on trying one of my bottles for $70? I'd really appreciate it. Now, anyone who cares about you and wants to help you and is able is going to say yes to that. And the goal is to place as many products as possible quickly and get people using these products. And we're also accomplishing something else. We're getting your products out there and creating a huge success story, and that's the real win-win to this is you're giving your friends and family this great price, but at the same time, you're getting all your money back plus some. You're netting at least $300 on a 16-pack, but on top of that, you've created a powerful success story. When people ask you, you know, and they say, I'm kind of interested in doing this, I see that it's a great product and you're having fun, I think. I just saw that you just got back from Houston, and I haven't seen you travel like that before, and that's awesome, but, you know, how's it working for you? Now, if your answer is, oh, it's great, I spent $1,000 to join and get a 16-pack of inventory, and I've already sold 2 bottles in my first month, woohoo! You see, that's not really going to sell them. But if you can say, I've shared my first 16 bottles in my first 2 weeks and got all my money back plus a bunch, I've netted over $1,500. I've developed over $2,000 in revenue my first 30 days in my business. I mean, who doesn't want to do that with you? So really, your success story is the bigger part of what's going on with this first pack of inventory. We want to get them out quick and develop a success story that'll empower other people. Now, you got 16 people using your product. You're going to find several of those that will love your product as a preferred customer, but I defy you not to find 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of those people who say, what is this, by the way? Is this a business opportunity? You're going to find a couple of people who want to do this with you, and your job is just to get them started. Let me show you what we mean by that. This is during your first 28 days. When I say get them started, literally, you bring 2 people in, and then you help them get their 2 people. And I want to show you how the money stacks up on this. When you come in with a 16-pack, and you help your 2 people come in with 16 packs, one on your left and one on your right, you not only earn $100 each time that happens. By the way, last week it was $200 each time that happens because there was a double fast cash bonus in place. double first order bonus in place, but you also get $150 for duplicating one left and one right. And we give you a pin called a Power Star pin. Now the pin's cool because when you come to Houston, we actually acknowledge all the Power Stars, all the people who jumped out in their first 28 days and accomplished Power Star. You'll walk across the stage, we'll take your picture with the founders, everyone will clap for you. It's an awesome time, and $150 attached to that. That's awesome. But by just turning around now, not continuing to recruit, but to help your two people get started. I'm only talking about taking a few days off of your recruiting trail, but take a few days off and help your two people get there too. By doing that, this company rewards you. Now, no other company I know rewards people for helping their people get started instead of bringing more people in. I think that shows you our long-term commitment to people's success. So much so, we want you to do that. We're throwing another $400 at you as a superstar bonus, another pin, another rank, superstar. And if you do this in your first 28 days, it also earns you volume on each leg that qualifies another $120 in cycle money. And if you don't understand all these terms yet, don't worry about it. You're going to get it. But just understand this. You also earn Silver Associate, which is a significant pay raise, and you actually start now earning a matching check off of the income of these two first people that you recruited. That's just awesome. So now here you are, maybe in your first week, you've generated $870, unless you did it last week when there was a first order bonus. Now it's $1,070 that you've generated, plus at least $300 or $400 extra dollars in sharing your product. You made $1,200 or $1,300 already, $2,000 in revenue after paying back every nickel that you've invested. You put $1,200 or $1,300 in your pocket. How good is that story? And you're waiting on your next 16-pack. People hearing that story are going to want to become a part of your team. So all we do is we become a Silver Associate as quickly as we can, and then we make sure our people hit Silver Associate in their first 28 days to take part in all of those bonuses. Now, proof of this, David Dillingham, proof of this will be gained by people who tune into our next call in about 40 minutes, and they're going to hear people proving that the duplication model works and that silvers are dominating our ranks.
Kevin, you're absolutely right. The silvers, that's the starting point. That's the place where we really celebrate, and that is what everybody's going to see. It's outstanding how many people we have making silver every single week, and we applaud them probably more than we do when somebody makes diamond, even though it's a great achievement. But it's getting started. They're past the fear. They're being successful.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. We do celebrate them because they have, I think you'd agree, they have conquered the duplication model, which means everything is in front of them that they choose.
That's exactly right. And I will bet you tonight we see silvers that are also they're either going to be goals they're either goals in the same week, or they make it in the next week. It's just one follows the other, the natural progression.
Yeah, you're right. And as I put those lists together tonight, I noticed that Bentley from Singapore has had his third week in a row moving on to the next level, silver, gold, platinum. You're right. Once they understand this, they can go where they want to go. All right, well, let's keep moving. During the race, which is anywhere from a short period of time, like it is now, maybe 20 days. Richard, do you know how many sleeps? I just imagine you know how long it is to our next event.
Well, I wish there were only one or two left, but I think if I were to make a guess, I would guess 20 sleeps.
I think you're probably right, and I'll bet on the next call you know exactly how many. But I think you're right. I think it's about 20, 21 sleeps. Event-to-event building means it's not enough to earn a rank or to help someone in your team earn a rank. That is so rewarding. But if you'll bring that person to Houston and make sure that person walks the stage for the recognition that they deserve, you will see a commitment to your team to work toward the following event like you can never imagine. I mean, event-to-event building has long been recognized as the most successful strategy in team building in this industry. You build power stars and silvers following the duplication model, and you get them on stage at the next event, and your team is becoming cemented event to event. You will have an incredible future with this company. The marathon, that's long term. That might be 3 to 5 years. It might be that you don't put an end to your race. You just are going to run, you're going to set a pace, and you're going to settle in, and you're going to work as long and hard as you can. And to do it, all we do is dial ourselves back. Lonnie, we dial ourselves back to the silver mentality. That's what mentoring's about.
There, you know, Kevin, when you see the people that are being successful, that is their mentality. I'm building silvers. I understand what it takes to get to silver, and which is the same thing we talked about with Superstar. And it is a silver mentality, and that is the honored rank. I mean, obviously getting the diamond or any of the gems or special or platinum and gold, but the honored rank is silver because you can get to anywhere from silver.
Well, and not only the honored rank, but really all a diamond is a pile of silvers.
Right. I mean, that's what's so special and easy about our compensation plan, our duplication model. It's getting to and helping them get to. I mean, it's just that simple.
Yeah, you're right. Well, there's some keys to building big and wrapping up this call. Let others present for you. We've covered this in 2 or 3 ways during this call. Let others do the presenting for you. Put them on a 3-way call or put your people physically in front of them. But for a while, for months, a month or 2 or 3, or until you've got a convention or 2 under your belt, let other people do the presenting for you. Not only do people listen better to a stranger, it seems, but you've got plenty of time to learn and master a presentation until you're liquid smooth. Devour every opportunity to hear and or see a presentation. I know people drove hours to get to my presentations. I was so appreciative, and I so respected you for driving that time, not for me, but to invest in your own business, those things that you might have heard or seen at those presentations that will become part of your presentation. I had people come up to me. I know they came up to Lonnie from his trip to Canada last week, and then this week at his Super Saturday in Houston. People will come up to you and say, I heard something I'm going to use in my presentation. Of course you did. I do too. When I go to your presentations, I hear things that I change mine to say. So that's why we do it. Devour those opportunities. And then soon enough, you will become a presenting machine, which gives you absolute freedom to go anywhere in the world and in face-to-face with somebody, share an opportunity with them that can change their life. There's time for that in the future. For now, devour those opportunities. Let others present for you. I want to welcome everybody on this call that's new to Nucerity. There's a lot of you. I know we've had great enrollments for the past 6 weeks. It seems to get stronger every day going into Christmas. You all are building your businesses like pros, and you're realizing that people in December are having those aha moments that they're not where they want to be in 2012, that they're not where they wanted to be at the end of this year, that they do need to change things for 2013. And those of you who are staying engaged are taking advantage of that. Those who wait till after the first of the year, it's too late. The wave has already passed. As a surfer, you can't sit on the beach and wait for that wave to appear. You've got to be out there in the water with your legs hanging down, waiting for the wave to appear far behind you. And then you start paddling before it ever gets there. People who wait and put this off during the holidays until after January, people have already made that decision, what they're going to do for money to change their lives in 2013. You'll get another shot at them if they fail at it in their first 2 or 3 months of the year. But some of you have stayed plugged in. We are so proud of you. And that's the people on this call. You've stayed plugged in, and you know that people are looking right now in December because they don't want to struggle like this in the future. They don't want to worry like this in the future. And they're making those decisions this week. next week, Christmas week, more decisions will be made to change lives in 2013 than any other week in the year. And those of you who stayed plugged in are doing a great, great thing. Make this your opportunity. You know, we know it is. We love this opportunity. All of us as partners, we just love it. And we want you to love it too. And if you will decide this is your opportunity, you will feel what we're talking about. There's something special about Nucerity. I can't make you believe it, but when you get involved with us, you'll be the one telling us, wow, there's something special about this business. And David Dillingham, if you're still on the call, you might have jumped off, but I love this, that we're not a company out there that's saying, man, if you could make an extra $200 or $300 a month, how would that be? How cool would that be? We really want to affect people's lives in a bigger way than that.
Well, you're right, and I love the person that said they need to make $6,000 in 1 month.
I did too.
I love that, and you're right, Kevin. We want to change people's lives, and everybody here is to help. It's here to help everybody do that, and it's the car payment, it's the house payment, and much, much more. So couldn't agree more with you.
Well, and you mentioned it. We do want to change lives along the way, and mostly we want to share that opportunity with the people on this call. We know that if you reach your goals in this company and you make a lot of money, whatever a lot means to you, we know that you will witness people that you love having life-changing experiences. You'll see them embrace a new business plan that changes their life. You'll see them have extra things in life that they've dreamed of and would never have had without you. That's changing lives in a way that matters. And I can tell you, my wife and I have experienced that for the last 28 years in this industry. Nothing compares. I'm telling you, no